Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. In today's episode, we're rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts, but one of my commenters told me to rebuild them, but trade up to the #1 overall pick for Bryce Young. And here we have Jonathan Taylor as well, and then Zach Moss, Michael Pittman, and of course, I just skipped over Matt Ryan and Nick Foles because we're not going to be using them. And I still need more of a receiving core. Michael Pittman's not going to be enough. Paris Campbell is all right. Mo Alley Cox. O-line is pretty good. Still need a left tackle. I guess, yeah, we don't have Eric Fisher anymore. Forgot about that. And defensively, Bobby Okereke should not be superstar dev. So I am going to change him back to star dev because I do simulate to the end of the season on offline rosters. I do not use realistic rosters. So therefore, the standings will not be correct, but don't worry. I'll adjust them in the draft. Stephon Gilmore, who's probably going to be a cap casualty. Kenny Moore, Julian Blackman, really? Okay, he's a 78. I was about to say, why is he only a 74? It's the morale because the losing streak. And special teams, yeah, there's no more Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't know why they cut him. Really don't. And Alec Pierce, who's been actually doing pretty well in real life. So maybe he'll just be our slot guy. Maybe Paris Campbell will probably be a better fit. But yeah, defense is kind of where the strong suit of this team is. And if you see by the standings, obviously the Texans are not at the bottom. We're at the bottom. I'll just trade my picks to the Bears. Regardless, if we have the #1 overall pick by accident, I'll just trade my pick to the Bears. Don't worry about it. So 2022 retirements. Let's see what we got for the AFC South, as we will have Ben Jones and Rodney McLeod. Okay, interesting. If I said his last name wrong, I'm sorry. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here, as we are going to have Bobby Okereke, who does want to be here. Let me look at everyone else. Paris Campbell doesn't want to be here. Yannick Ngakoue doesn't want to be here. Nobody wants to be here because there's no franchise quarterback. Bobby Okereke. Can I give him player friendly? Do I really want to pay him this much? Player friendly 2-year and then increase the bonus? Would this work? Yeah, he stays. Okay, I'm cool with 2 years. I'm cool with 2 years with Bobby Okereke. Everyone else, if they don't want to be here, I'm not going to be too upset. Let's move to free agency. Here we are after free agency. We got Jordan Poyer and Darius Slayton, who I can really see going to the Colts in real life. So apart from that, boys, it's now time to move into the draft. So the draft order isn't right, so I'm now trading away this year's second-round pick and a next year's first-round pick for the Bears' next year's 7th-round pick, just to get the draft order correct. Just because I play offline, I do not play online franchise, so the records will not be perfect. But the Bears do have our second-round pick this year and our first-round pick next year, and we will be moving up to the #1 overall pick. And with the #1 overall pick, we have our new commander, Bryce Young, out of Alabama. 6 foot in real life. That's not accurate. He's like 5'10" in real life. Hidden development, 91 throw power, 85 speed. A lot of people will hate on him because of his size. I think he'll be just fine. Drew Brees has been just fine. Kyler Murray, a lot of people will say he hasn't been just fine. I think Kyler Murray has great potential. He just has a garbage offensive line and had a garbage coordinator for so long. And I don't know if Gannon's going to be any better. But anyways, Bryce Young, I think he's going to be great in the NFL. Haters need to stop hating. Here we are after the draft. Bryce Young is a 79 overall. And honestly, I'm going to switch up into a running scheme, and I know people may not like that because they want to see Bryce Young in action, but we look more of a running team with Jonathan Taylor, so I'm going to switch to the Cleveland offense and keep it at the Kansas City defense, just to build around more of Jonathan Taylor than we should around Bryce Young. I know we're supposed to be building around Bryce Young, but for the first year, I would like to just work around Jonathan Taylor. Defense looks good. Like what we got, Stephon Gilmore being our best DB. I don't really like that as much, but the rest of the team does look pretty good. And apart from that, guys, it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark at 5-1, running under Jonathan Taylor. Our offensive passing game is 28th because of Jonathan Taylor, but our rushing game is 20th. But hey, 8th in points per game, that's what matters to me. Scouting national focus, man, I think I do want depth at DB, maybe another receiver. I mean, Alec Pierce is fine in the slot, so I think I do want some DB depth because I do not plan on keeping Stephon Gilmore forever, and Kenny Moore will be the only guy here. So let's move in to the players ready to negotiate and see what we have here. Jonathan Taylor doesn't want to be here. Too bad. Very player-friendly deal, and he resigns with the team. I'm making sure I have him. Michael Pittman. We'll do a 6-year deal and then increase the bonus so he stays, and then he resigns. Stephon Gilmore, don't really plan on keeping him, but Kenny Moore is a guy that I do want. Do want player-friendly 3-year. Let's see if he does that, and he does resign. I'm cool with that. Stephon Gilmore can walk. Grover Stewart, I'm fine with the 2-year deal. I'll be cool with that, and he resigns. Isaiah Rodgers, I do want his depth, but he doesn't want to be here. How cheap is he? This is honestly not that bad. I'll do player-friendly and see if he wants this. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Julian Blackmon I would love I would love if Julian Blackmon would stay, but I can't negotiate with him yet. Rigobito Sanchez. Rigobito Sanchez, I believe is how you pronounce that. And then Zach Moss doesn't want to be here. Matt Ryan. Can I cut Matt Ryan? I think he's a mentor, actually. So, yeah, he's a mentor. So, I'm going to keep him just for Bryce Young's sake. But apart from that, guys, it's not time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 11-6, top of the division. This is kind of what I expect in real life. Here to face the Cincinnati Bengals, who are only 9-8. But looking at the stats, Bryce Young didn't do too good because we were in a running scheme. 27th best offense, 3rd best defense. 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 19 receptions. Not a bad rookie year even. In all reality, only 300 attempts in a running scheme is not what I like to see, but 1,300 yards, 4.6 per carry, 18 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor is good. Michael Pittman, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Darius Slayton, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. If we keep going 11-6, I'm going to keep the scheme. I don't care if we have the 27th best offense. If we're making the playoffs, it's good enough for me. Bobby Okereke, 133 tackles for a loss, 19 for Kwity Paye. Sacks, 9 for DeForest Buckner, 8 for Kwity Paye. 4 interceptions for Stephon Gilmore. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, let's see if we can beat the 9-8 Cincinnati Bengals in the wildcard round to see if Bryce Young can get his first ever playoff win, and we do not. 56-37. Do I change the scheme now? After that, I mean, we did score 37 points, but our 3rd best defense allowed 56. That's kind of crazy. Let's move to the offseason. And the Giants blow out the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Teddy Bridgewater wins the Super Bowl MVP. Okay, Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe I should have gone offensive passing scheme, so that way Bryce Young can get the Offensive Rookie of the Year. But let's look at the upgrades. Bryce Young already comes with Superstar, so I guess I really didn't need to worry about that. And Alec Pierce, Boutte, Mo Cox, everyone looks the same. And defensively, Kwity Paye gets Superstar Dev, and everybody else looks the same. So apart from that, let's move into the re-signings. And Nick Folk retires on the Jags, and Danico Autry retires on the Jags as well. He used to play for the Titans, didn't he? And looking at the players ready to negotiate here, as we have Stephon Gilmore, he suddenly wants to come back. I mean, he did lead our team in interceptions. I'm cool with the 1 year. If he wants this that bad, I'm cool with just 1 year. Julian Blackmon, I do want on a long-term deal, 4 years. And free agency, what? Why? I mean, I guess I'll go snag him in free agency. I don't know why he didn't want to play. I'll probably get him for a cheaper deal than what he was asking for. Whatever, screw you too. Let's move to free agency. And after free agency, we got Tristan Wirfs, huge addition, so I moved him to left tackle. Tremaine Edmonds and Xavier McKinney had a way higher interest than Julian Blackmon, took a cheaper deal actually, and is a higher overall. Same age. Perfect. Love the moves in free agency, but we don't have that much cap room anymore, so let's move into the draft. In the second round, because we don't have a first-round pick, right guard Stephen Whittington out of Boston College, 6'5", 327 pounds, and hidden development with 86 strength. Our offensive line is complete. This is the team after the draft, and it looks like Whittington has a 72 overall. I need to cut this guy, Will Fries. Nice last name. Sorry, bud. You're going to be cut because I need Whittington to start at the right guard position over Chandler, so that way he has more development. I do need a tight end. Mo Cox is not going to be cutting it forever. And yeah, team still looks good. We're still going to be doing the Cleveland Browns playbook. I want Alec Pierce in the slot, please. And defensively, looks like the CPU picked up this guy, Trevano. I did not select him. And yeah, the team looks great. Love to see it. And maybe, I'm not going to move Bobby Okereke to right outside linebacker. I'm pretty sure he only has 1 year left on his contract anyways. So, team looks good. Happy with it. Maybe only need a tight end next. And apart from that, guys, it's now time to move in at 2 at the midseason mark. And here we are at the midseason mark as we are 2-4. Looks like Jonathan Taylor is not getting the job done without Zach Moss, apparently. So, sorry, bud. You're getting this scheme changed on you. We used to build our offense around you. You disappointed us. And now we're going back to the Dallas playbook because you suck. I don't understand how we push you in a thriving running scheme and you're just like, nah, I don't want to play. And we give you a perfect offensive line as well. But Coming off a loss to the Chiefs, scouting national focus. I guess I will do tight end now. I think our DBs are fine. Maybe we still do need another DB because our next best after Stephon Gilmore is going to be Isaiah Rodgers. And yeah, tight end is going to be the scouting national focus. We are going to look into the players ready to negotiate here, as we have DeForest Buckner, who doesn't want to be here. Guess what? Don't care. You're staying. And he resigns. Stephon Gilmore, he has a high interest in being here. I might re-sign him again, depending on how far he regresses. Bobby Okereke has a high interest in being here. He's only 83. I'll do this for the rest of the rebuild. I'm fine with Bobby Okereke for the rest of the rebuild. Probably going to move him to right outside linebacker. Kwity Paye does not want to be here. I'll overpay for him just because he has superstar dev. Jordan Poyer. Man, this is a stupid cheap deal. I'll actually take this. This is dummy cheap. Only $5 million. Ryan Kelly, I do want him back. I'll give him a 2-year deal. I'll be fine with that. And he resigns. I don't even want to pronounce your name. Deo Igwe something. I don't know. Everyone else here, don't really have an interest in. We'll see about Stephon Gilmore at the end of the season. This guy just doesn't want to play, and I've already overpaid too many people. So apart from that, guys, let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going 10-7 with the comeback on the season. It's actually a pretty contested division. Looks like the Texans made the playoffs too. Coming off a win to the Dallas Cowboys. Stats and awards at Bryce Young did pretty good. Pretty good, considering we were in a running scheme half the season. 10th best offense, 6th best defense. 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, 14 receptions. Jonathan Taylor, 13 touchdowns, 5.0 per carry. Almost 9 rushes less than last season, and still did a little bit better other than touchdowns. Darius Slayton, 1,100 yards. Michael Pittman, 1,100 yards, both with 8 touchdowns. Shaquille Leonard is 130 tackles. Tremaine Edmonds, 112. Tackles for a loss, 20 for DeForest Buckner, 19 for Kwity Paye, and 19 for Deo whatever. Sacks, 18.5 for DeForest Buckner, 12 for Kwity Paye, 10 for Deo. Interceptions, 3 for Stephon Gilmore, so I guess I will re-sign him again. 1 safety for DeForest Buckner, and 0 defensive touchdowns. But anyways, let's see what we got here against the 11-6 New England Patriots. Bryce Young, can you get your first playoff win here? And he does, 44-26. I guess the passing scheme is better. Let's see if we can beat the 11-6 Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to the AFC Conference Championship, and we do not. Kenny Pickett beats us, and it's now time to move into the offseason. And the Bengals beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl. Jermaine Pratt wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Zach Taylor also wins Coach of the Year. That's going crazy right now. And of course, the Buccaneers always draft some generational QB. Bryce Beck to the Buccaneers. They always do it in simulation. But let's see what we got here for the team upgrades. Offensively, we have... looks like nobody. Whittington is only a star dev. Defensively, we have Kwity Paye as an X factor. So glad I re-signed him when I did, or else he would have been way more. I'm going to officially move Bobby Okereke to the right outside linebacker position now that we've signed him officially for the rest of the rebuild. So we're going to do that. Fine with that. And come on, Bobby Okereke, what are you doing? But I hate that I say move to right outside linebacker and EA is like, no, we're not going to do that. I mean, it's a small glitch, but come on, EA. Save changes. There you go. Come on. Let's see it. There we go. Bobby Okereke's right outside linebacker. And I guess this Trevino guy is going to be starting at rush right end now because Kwity Paye is on the left end. And I'm not signing the Deo guy again. So right end for you. And I think the rest of the team should be good. So, yeah. Apart from that, guys, it's now time to move into the re-sign players. In the AFC South, it looks like nobody retires for us. Why is Taylor Lewan back on the Titans? I cut him from the Titans roster because these are my updated rosters. And for some reason, I guess they just signed him back in free agency. Okay, so let's look at the players ready to negotiate here. As we have Stephon Gilmore, 83 overall. That's not a bad contract. I'll re-sign that. Now we don't have any money. Deo's going to have to walk. Everyone else here is going to have to walk as well. Fine by me. And apart from that, guys, we don't have any money. Let's move to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up tight end Cliff West out of Tennessee. 89 speed for a tight end is kind of crazy. Hidden development, 6'4" as well. He's going to be great. In the third round, I'm picking up middle linebacker Zach Pinkney out of Clemson. 5'11" only, but 235 pounds. Pretty big. Pass coverage type, hidden development, 89 speed is pretty good. This is what the offense looks like going into the third season. Why is West not starting? Who is this guy? I don't know who he is. Either way, Wes is going to be the starting tight end. And team looks pretty good. Specialist, Butte is going to be the slot. It's fine with me. Defensively, Treviano, Pinkney is a 67 overall. Fine with me. He has star or better development. That's what matters. And yeah, the rest of the team looks pretty good. Fine with what we got. Ready to make the playoffs for our third season. So let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2, top of the division. Scouting, national focus. What do I specifically want here? I'm fine on receivers. Fine on the tight end, obviously now. Right end, I would say. Yeah, right end is what I want here. So I am going to go defensive end because the other guy probably will not hold up to my standards. And yeah, coming off a win to the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see what we got for the players ready to negotiate. Is we have Braden Smith. Damn. We don't have that much money either. Grover Stewart, Jordan Poyer, Alec Pierce. Maybe I need to go a different route in the draft. I'm just going to give him player friendly just because I need him for the rest of the rebuild. Stephon Gilmore. How cheap are you? Oh, this is cheap. I'll do another year. That's fine with me as long as he doesn't retire. Grover Stewart, I'll do another year. Stupid cheap deal. And Jordan Poyer does not want to be here, so I'll let him walk. Alec Pierce. This isn't a bad deal, but I already have a 78 overall wide receiver right behind you, so I just don't need to pay you. But should I pay him? Yeah, I guess I should pay him. I'll just sign Alec Pierce. If he does this, I will. And he doesn't want it. It's too bad. Alec Pierce can hit free agency. He can be mad about it. And should I go defensive end now? I think I should just switch it up to something else as I go to scouts. Not scouts. Prospects, region breakdown. I think it's region breakdown, and I'm going to scout the safety position so that way I can replace Jordan Poyer. And apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs once again, going 11-6. I think we were 11-6 in the first season, then 10-7. Now we're 11-6 again, here to face the 10-7 division rivals, the Houston Texans, coming off a win to the Las Vegas Raiders that secures our division spots. And Bryce Young did pretty good. Second best offense in the NFL. That's what I like to see. Defensively, 21st doesn't make sense. 17 interceptions is too many, but 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 25 touchdowns, 6.2 per carry, and almost 1,900 yards, and we're not even in a running scheme. Crazy. Darius Slayton, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Kayshon Boutte, 11 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Yeah, I don't need Alec Pierce. And then looking at it defensively, Bobby Okereke, 124 tackles for a loss, 18 for DeForest Buckner, sacks, 11 for DeForest Buckner, 10 for Kwity Paye, interceptions, 3 for Shaquille Leonard, and safeties is 0 defensive touchdowns, 1 for Bobby Okereke. So let's see if we can beat the Houston Texans to move on to the divisional round and actually get past the divisional round this time if we do make it, and we do not. 30-20. Let's move into the fourth and final season. And the Commanders go back-to-back Super Bowls and beat the Texans in the Super Bowl. Devin White wins the Super Bowl MVP. On the Commanders, Joe Burrow gets back-to-back league MVPs, and Zach Taylor gets back-to-back Coach of the Years. And there are no other awards here, especially for the Colts. Let's see the offensive upgrades. You never know what we could get. Maybe what's our tight end? Our tight end is on the star development, unfortunately. That's fine. Jonathan Taylor, I'm surprised he didn't win Offensive Player of the Year. And looks like there is no upgrades on the defense either. And Stephon Gilmore has regressed into nothing. Isaiah Rodgers actually has star development, which is cool, but he probably won't progress that much. But let's move in to the re-signing players. In the AFC South, it looks like Stephon Gilmore does retire. I was expecting that, but we're still scouting safety in this upcoming draft and players ready to negotiate. We also don't have any money. Players ready to negotiate. Alec Pierce, don't need you. Don't need Jordan Poyer either. Don't need you. Actually, Nick Cross, 77 overall. I highly doubt we're going to get a strong safety that's better than a 77 overall. So I'll do this contract. I'm fine with that. Suddenly, I don't think we're going to get a strong safety in the draft that's higher than a 77. So fine with me. I guess we'll scout defensive back instead. But apart from that, guys, we have no money. Let's move in to the draft. In the first round, we're picking up defensive back Doug Day with 95 speed, 94 acceleration, crazy athlete, hidden dev, 197, 5'11". He looks great. In the second round, I'm picking up another defensive back, Trevor Newsome out of Auburn, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 5'11", 191. We basically just copy and pasted the last player we just got. This is the team going into the fourth and final season. Honestly, love this rebuild. Super happy with what we had. throughout the entirety of it. Defensively, we are looking pretty good. I would say Day is a 78 overall. What a pickup in the draft, and it looks like the other Newsome pickup was not the same overall, so I guess it wasn't the exact same copy and paste player, but not that bad either. Really like the team that we got, and looks like CPU picked up this guy named Bruce, because I sure as hell didn't. And yeah, again, I really like what we got, as I always keep saying that. And also, there's no way I just missed this. Am I crazy? What was that 3rd round pick? That 3rd round pick is a superstar X Factor. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy that 3rd round pick from last year was a superstar X Factor. I mean, he's not going to develop in time, but he's cool. Anyways, it's now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going 15-2, top of the division, 1st round bye, coming off a win to the Eagles. Crazy season. We better not lose in the divisional round. Stats and awards, Bryce Young did great. 4th best offense in the NFL. And defensively, we are 13th. We have 4,700 yards, 5 yards shy of 48. And then 43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, great season. Jonathan Taylor, 19 touchdowns, 6.7 per carry is crazy. 1,800 yards and not even 300 attempts. Kayshawn with 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. Cliff West with 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Michael Pittman, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 134 tackles for a loss, 16 for DeForest Buckner, sacks, 8 for Kwity Paye, really, that's it, and 4.5 for DeForest Buckner. Interceptions, 3 for Tremaine Edmonds, 3 for Kenny Moore, and 3 for Isaiah Rodgers. Looking at it for the safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. But let's see what we got here for the divisional round. If we lose in the divisional round, I'm going to be so upset, dude. There's nothing I can do about simulation. It just is what it is. I built the best team possible. We have a 88 overall team versus an 84 overall team. This should be a sweep. They're 9-8. This should be a sweep. Come on, let's see it. That's EA for you. We're a whole 4 overalls higher. We have 3 whole overalls higher in defense, and I think we were, what, 8 overalls higher in offense? EA Sports. It's pay to play. Thank you guys all for watching. Sorry that this was a bust of a rebuild. I cannot do anything about simulation. If we go crazy in the regular season, then just lose out in the playoffs, I can't determine that. We didn't win a single divisional round game. It's not my fault. I can't do anything about that. It's just the game being rigged against you. It's very frustrating to play most of the time. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I hope you guys did all enjoy the video. This was very fun for me. West did get superstar development, and defensively, it looks like that was all the upgrades. No, Day has superstar dev. That would have been sick to develop. But anyways, guys, apart from that, thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you'd like me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.